normal people buy lingerie and think, huh, that's pretty lingerie. I buy lingerie and immediately start thinking about what book matches this vibe. Hello bookish friends, today I'm doing another I bought lingerie, so let's match some book recommendations to it. And yes, this is the lingerie still that I bought from Japan. It's a very rare day where I've decided to put in contact lenses, and it's really confusing me a lot when I'm looking at myself. I'm just like, oh, is this glassesless bitch? And also my hair keeps going in my face because I don't have glasses to like keep it out of my face, and it's very bizarre. I don't think I like it. I think this was a mistake, but we're here now and I'm not taking them back out of my eyes until I've worn them for at least 7 hours so that I can get my money's worth. So we're gonna start with this bad bitch. She is sultry, she is feminine, she is classy. We're back and we're not on cinematic mode so you can see my bra. But she's got details, okay? This is a classy, feminine, sultry woman who knows what she wants and has got emotional depth to her. The first recommendation I have is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. This is a very fun, unhinged historical romance. It's a fantasy kind of historical romance about a prim and proper Victorian lady who must team up with a thief and assassin to save her aunt from a crazed pirate. There is magic. There is many things. She flies a house. They all fly houses, in fact. They fly around in their houses, if I'm remembering that correctly. And she's quite scathing. She's prim and proper. They have that very sassy, I guess, like dry wit that you get in a lot of old historicals that's quite cutting and scathing whilst also being obscenely polite. And it was just a delightful, fun, light read. I will also recommend The Bell and the Beard. This is about a businesswoman who is known for giving men nightmares because she is a force to be reckoned with. If I'm recalling correctly, she worked for the government, I think. And I believe she recently, I don't know if she was fired or if she quit a job or what, or if she's still kind of there, but there was some kind of scandal. I should have looked this up in advance, but I'm a professional, so I don't do that. I just go on what I think I remember about a book I read 2 years ago. But yeah, she kind of, for some reason, there's an issue with her job. She may not have it, or she may, but she's been kind of disgraced. And she goes to this kind of house in the country, and she meets this big burly kind of lumberjack guy who's kind of the opposite to her. But he's not intimidated by her the way other men are. And I'm making it sound very stereotypical, but it's really not. It's a really, really fun book. We've got some queer representation in there, in that the hero is bisexual, and you don't often get that with the heroes. I mean, you don't get it a great deal anyway, especially not in heterosexual romances. But often, if you do, it's going to be the heroine. But there's some representation there of men that are bisexual. She's very scathing, it's very witty, it's quite sexy, but not over the top sex all the time. I'm not really one for a super smutty book, so most of my recommendations won't be that. But I think it fits the vibe of this because it's kind of a more mature, like, you know, I can be straight-laced and buttoned up, but look at what is underneath my clothing, wow. So that's why I recommend this one. I'm going to recommend The Professional. This one is unhinged. Cresley Cole is unhinged. This is a very smutty book with some absolutely insane spice scenes. More spice than I enjoy personally, but I still really love this book. It is a mafia romance, and it's about the heroine who, wouldn't you know, finds out that she is the daughter of one of the biggest mafia bosses around. Surprise! Didn't know this, lives in America. And he sends one of his right-hand men, one of his enforcers, to go and get her and bring her because she's in danger now. The word is getting out. So she gets taken to Russia, and there's an instant attraction. And he's very sexy, but very dommy. Very, very dommy. And very kinky. She is a yet-to-be-spiced individual, but Cresley Cole loves to take kind of tropes and themes, I guess, that are usually done in a particular way, like she's yet to be spiced, so therefore she's innocent and a prude and buttoned up. She's yet to be spiced, but she's none of those things. And immediately she knows that she's into this kind of dommy, kinky lifestyle. But the hero is an absolute fucker. Oh my God, he pisses me off so much. Intentionally. It's intentional. She loves to take these men that are absolute twats and then make the heroine humble them significantly, and that's what she does. And he's like, oh, I couldn't possibly do these things with you. You're a good girl. You're a pure girl. Only dirty, nasty, filthy whores, pretty much, is the message here. do the things that I want to do. So he ends up giving them an unfulfilling spice life, both when they actually start a relationship, because both of them want the same thing, but he just won't give it to her. And it's all about that. There is honestly a spice scene in this. Insane. Like, public two-way window, tied up. I don't want to spoil too much, but insane. And there's a lot of possession, longing. It's a darker romance, but there's not like dubcon or non-con or anything like that. It's what I like to call like a more safe dark romance. There are certain things I just will not abide in romance, which is why I don't read dark romance much. But this one was a more safe one where you can explore darker themes, but it's not going to have anything like abuse or cheating or essay or anything like that. Gonna recommend a classic, which is The Kiss Quotient. And oh my god, I love this book. Sorry, I needed to reach for my tea. It's actually really lukewarm now, which is sad. This book I loved. It's one of, when I got back into reading in about 2022, it's one of the first books I read, and I was going through my own kind of journey of like discovering having autism and stuff like that. So this book is about a heroine that has autism, and this is not well represented in romance. And a hero, it's kind of like a reverse Pretty Woman, where the hero is a spice worker. The heroine hires a spice worker because she wants to basically just practice with someone before finding a relationship. And, you know, autism and stuff like that, she's not good with these kinds of things. She wants to get used to touch, and they basically fall in love. I love this book. I love the representation. Just everything about it is perfect, which is why I've got this cool special edition. We got Recipe for Persuasion. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know fully if this fits the vibe, but I realised the other day I don't recommend this book very much, and I really should, because it's a great book. So fuck it, we're putting it in here. It is about a woman who is trying to save her struggling restaurant, and she gets accepted onto a reality TV show called Cooking with the Stars. So she doesn't really want to go on, but she's like, I will, to save my struggling restaurant. And she is paired in that, unexpectedly in that show, with her former lover, her first love, who's a very sexy chef called Rico Silva, I think is his name, something sexy. And obviously it ended on contentious grounds. There's a lot of like longing and angst and contentiousness and jabbing at each other. But she's here for a reason. She's not here to fuck around and fall in love again. So I guess in that way it kind of does suit the kind of, you know, I'm in control, I'm straight-laced, but look what is underneath my clothes. And yeah, she doesn't want to fall in love with him. She's there for one reason only, and yet she does. And arguably she never stopped loving him, as is often the case with these second chance romances. Let's finish with The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. Now this was inspired by a very famous Hermione fanfic, so Draco Hermione. And when I say inspired, it was this author wrote that fanfic, and then she got a publishing deal, and then she didn't just, you know, publish the fanfic, she kind of rewrote it based on that. And I'm really enjoying this book. I'm over halfway through. I've not quite finished it yet, but I mean, I don't, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, I don't think it's going to be a fail for me, because it's already a win. And it is genuinely enemies to lovers. It's set in a fantasy world, lots of magic. The hero, who is suffering from an illness that is basically degenerative and is going to kill him, and the heroine, who is the only one that can help him. And he's an assassin, belongs to an order of very bad people. She's very quite arrogant and selfish in many ways, and thinks she's the best, but also she's an extremely talented healer, and she's a part of a group, I guess, that are healers and very studious and stuff like that. And he basically bribes her to help him, and it is a deeply slow burn. The one thing I'm going to say about this book, and there is another book that's just been released and it follows the same couple, you would think from like the, I mean, this is a special edition, but even with the regular one, you would think from the title, the blurb, the cover, this screams romance, so you think you're going to get a really heavy romance. There is basically no romance in this until about 180 pages in, and then there's a glimmer of romance, and then basically my understanding is basically nothing happens until the end. Maybe they kiss in this book, but they might not even kiss. I have it on good authority from someone that's read the second one already, that the second book is a lot more romancy, and there's lots of longing and angst and love and stuff like that. But I will say, I do think the marketing for this is misleading, genuinely. If you go in thinking you're going to get a heavy romance, which I think everything about it would suggest, you will be disappointed, at least for this book. There is very little romance in it. It's a very, very slow burn and a true enemies to lovers, but it's so well written. It's so humorous. It's got a very dry kind of British humour, and I'm really, really enjoying this. Now, she is extravagant, she is flirty, but most importantly, she never wants to be unprepared. You are never going to pick her up in a coffee shop unexpectedly one day, take her home and find that she's wearing like some beige granny panties or something. She is going to be wearing this because she is a prepared lady. And so naturally, the only obvious first recommendation I can give you is I Married a Lizard Man. It's an alien romance. It's bonkers. It's a flawed book. It's not perfect, but I had a lot of good time. That's not English. I had a really good time reading it. So it's about a human woman and a lizard man who agree to an arranged marriage because they entered this program because they both want to find like a match, a mate, and it's deemed beneficial to, you know, unite these two people together. And the heroine has to go and assimilate with the lizard people. And there are certainly a lot of trials and tribulations along the way. I don't think it's dealt with in any particular detail or in a really nuanced or robust way, but even so, it's spicy, it's weird. The heroine certainly throws herself into this shit, and she is a trooper because she rallies admirably and she gets things done. I would also recommend Aurora Blazing. This is the second book in the series, so you probably want to read the first book first, which is Polaris Rising. But it's about a woman who is one of the daughters of a ruling house. It's like a sci-fi romance. It's a ruling house in kind of the intergalactic space sphere because, again, we've colonized Earth or colonized the universe at this point. And her parents are awful. They really suck. They are not nice to her at all. And she basically, it's a forbidden romance between her and her bodyguard, and it's very, very slow burn indeed. I wish personally there was a bit more romance in it, but I really enjoyed the book. Go in knowing it's slow burn and there's not a lot of smut. But there is so much longing and so much world building and stuff like that, and I really think that Jessie Mihalik is a very talented author. I'm also going to recommend Take the Lead. This is a book a bit like Dancing on Ice, I guess, for my UK viewers, where it's a dance show and you have these dancers that are, you know, contracted with the show, and every year they're matched up with like a different celebrity and they have to like partner dance. So they go and do all that. And it follows the heroine who is one of those dancers, and she's never even made it to the finals. But this year she's partnered with a sexy lumberjack from Alaska. What could go wrong? He must be a great dancer, surely. It's a bit of a contentious start, and she's like, shit, I'm definitely not getting into the finals again. His name is Stone. His name is Stone. Stone. And he's I guess probably a minorish celebrity from a reality TV show about the Alaskan wilds or something like that. He's very sexy, he's very lumberjacky, he has a beard, he learns to dance. They get into the finals, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's just a really fun romance, celebrity romance, lots of chemistry, kind of a forbidden romance as well, because they shouldn't really be together because they're working together professionally, and just a lot of fun. But again, that heroine, you're never going to catch her unprepared. She can roll with the punches. I'm also going to recommend Forget Me Not. Not going to lie, this is kind of because of the theme, but also because flowers, because this is about a wedding planner heroine and a flower shop hero. Now, you're going to think flower shop hero and you're going to think, oh, he must be like really sensitive and sweet and one of those golden retrievers. No, he's a bad boy with black hair and tattoos. And also he's got a damaged, broken soul and he's sassy all the time, grumpy even, and doesn't want to like the heroine, but he can't help it. And it's like kind of like a second chance romance because they knew each other, and she's like just trying to secure this really important, really big wedding. And the whole thing is just delightful. Chef's kiss. Yes, we love it. We love to see it. Now this one is interesting. It is unique. I mean, what is this shape? I'm not gonna lie, when I bought it, I was just kind of like, huh. And that's why I bought it. Because what are we doing with this? What's this shape? It's bizarre, and yet somehow it works. It's seductive, and I'll tell you what, she's gonna hold you up. She holds me all the way up. She is going to be one that's dependable and is going to get you where you need to go and is going to be a good time. So the first book I'm going to recommend is Remembrance by Meg Cabot. Cabot? I don't know. Only ever read that word. I'm choosing this one because one, it's a paranormal romance about a woman that can commune with the dead, see ghosts, even touch them, whereas most people can't. But also, and this is spoilers for Meg Cabot's The Mediator series, she has a formerly ghost turned living person fiance. I'm recommending this one because it's unique in the sense of the series originally started, I think it's like a 6-book series, as a YA romance. Very much YA. The first books in the series are all YA. You've honestly got to read them first, unfortunately. But you know what? I love this series so much. I'm not even going to say it's a hardship as an adult. Go and read some Joy and read this YA series. I love the Mediator series. And she meets this ghost man who's haunting her house that she has to move into with, because she moves in with her dad, or her mum moves house. It's been a while since I've read this, but they move into a new house. Sexy ghost is haunting it. Shenanigans occur. There's contentious people around. There's danger, and there's the whole 6 books. And then Meg Cabot, you know, this was written probably like 20 years ago or something. Meg Cabot just puts them away because the series is concluded. And then, in something like 2018-ish, I'm not sure of the exact date, she releases an adult romance novella following the heroine and the hero, the formerly dead ghost man, and it's called The Proposal because he proposes. And she releases a novella that is adult based for the people that were fans of that YA when they were teenagers. And then she releases a full novel, a full adult romance novel with those characters. And I'm sure it's happened before. I've just not seen it. And fuck me, I was delighted. You don't understand how much I love this series as a teenager, and then as an adult, I'm like, oh God, I wish there was like an adult continuation of this. And then there was. I mean, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'm also going to recommend Demons and Roses. I really enjoyed this book. I will never read another book in this series. There is one reason for that and one reason alone. The author really reinvents the wheel when it comes to the magic stick of the hero, to the point that it was grotesque. As in, I'm not kidding, it was vile. I finished the book because you don't see the magic stick until near the end, probably intentionally, but it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever read, and I was just like, I never, you won't catch me reading this again. So I really enjoyed this book, and I'm really upset that this is the magic stick creative direction she decided to go down. Because the book itself was so fun. It's about a woman who married a man for money. She kind of hates that man. That man gets unalived by a golf cart, but then suddenly he gets back up again and he's like, no, I'm fine. But all of a sudden he seems like a completely different person, because he is. Because a demon who is in love with her has possessed this man. And you're going to think it's like, from that description, a bit of a kooky, light-hearted rom-com one, but it's actually a dark romance. But again, one of those more safe dark romances. It's not like Dubcon and stuff, but it's dark. It is dark, and there are problematic things in there. But I really enjoyed that whole setup until the magic stick. So disappointed I won't be continuing this series, but morbid curiosity may strike you. Now I've said all of this, go read it, experience the sea urchin penis, and you tell me what you think. Gonna go with Captive of the Horde King as well. It's an alien romance. It feels, pretty unique. It's not just the generic kind of humans getting abducted from Earth, which I love, by the way. I love that. Clarkanian series, one of my favourite series. I love it. That being said, it starts when Earth, I guess, humans have already not colonized different planets, but they've gone to different planets, and they've sought an agreement, it seems, with the indigenous alien races. But they're now kind of treated as like second-class citizens, basically, and forced into small settlements, and they don't have really the means to properly survive, and they have these rules they have to obey. They are struggling to survive, though, so they don't always obey them. And book 1 in this series starts with one of the kind of ruling members of this planet going to the heroine's village. They have broken a rule. The punishment is death, but he takes the heroine instead. And then I am going to go rom-com-y, and I'm going to go with Happily Haunted Afters. It's just a fun one. It's a Halloween-y light rom-com about two people that don't really like each other, but that are stuck in a haunted house, or a potentially haunted house. Strange shenanigans are going on and they have no idea what it is, but they have to figure it out and work together, and love happens. Should have whacked out the Prosecco for this one, to be honest. I'm in a silly Prosecco mood, but then it's also 10 a.m. next week. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, but I might be bringing back books and ball gowns, and maybe doing a little video on why you should be reading historical romance. So follow along for that. Like this video if you want to. Give me a comment. That would be nice. I'm very lonely here. Subscribe, please, if you want to. I'm trying to grow this channel. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.